Thank you for tuning in to BarrelRacingBuzz.com. Today we're sitting down with Chris Seward from the Black Star Ranch, just south of New Orleans, Louisiana. Now, Chris, we were talking about off-screen how you guys came up with the ranch name. Tell us a little bit about that.
Whenever we decided that we were going to go into this business, I needed a name for the ranch. I wanted something kind of cool, something kind of catchy. And black's my favorite color because it's, it's a dominant color. It's an elegant, classy color. I have a very dominant personality. And Star was the name of the first horse I rode on a trail ride in the Girl Scouts, like when I was 10. So that's how we put it together, Black Star Ranch.
Now, you guys are new to the barrel horse industry, and one of the best things about your story is you didn't start necessarily barrel racing from a child. You stepped in, as you said, at a later point in your life where you've already had other goals in your life accomplished, and it made it kind of tough for you for some reasons. How old were you when you started barrel racing? And tell us a little bit about the kind of stumbles or, steps that you're taking to overcome some of that.
Well, I didn't start riding my first horse until I was 37, and I'm not scared to say I'm 40. So in the last 3 years, I had to learn not only how to ride, but then to barrel race, which is probably the worst discipline combination to ever try to accomplish. Because I was very athletic as a child, and I played sports, softball, fast pitch, very aggressive sport. I tried Western Pleasure at first, which is a wonderful discipline, but it just wasn't for me. So we decided on barrel racing. Well, it's a very humbling experience for me because I'm an overachiever. I like to do everything very aggressively, want to do it right the first time. And barrel racing has definitely taught me that you cannot just do it. You have to earn your stripes.
Well, like you said, earning your stripes is always something all of us in the barrel horse industry have to overcome. But one of the exciting things about your ranch is you guys are really pushing starting a breeding program and getting into futurities, not just the big open jackpots. Tell us a little bit about your stud that you have now, and we'll talk about your mares.
My stud is Bayou Few off of Oklahoma Few, and she's a bikini gal. Unfortunately, he suffered an injury at an early age. I think he's around 4. He's an 8-year-old stud right now. He's a very good stud. He comes from very good bloodlines. What I did was when I bought him, which we're very lucky because he is a very good mannered stud. So for a bunch of women that's going to be going into this program, we met with all the horror stories. Oh my God, you're going to have stud this, stud that. We really took to him, and he's such a gentle guy, and he's so great. So we did that, and then we bought a bunch of mares because while I do want to sell some breeding to offer him, I'm trying to establish our own program where I'm breeding my own babies, and we're going to hopefully go do something with these babies.
Futurity them or bring them up in the barrel racing industry and get them out into the business world.
Exactly.
Well, we were talking earlier about starting your horses at the level where you're at. Like you said, you could go out and buy the most powerful horse, but you want to start a horse at the level you're at. Tell us why you chose to go that route.
Because obviously I don't want to get thrown off, and I have even at a 5D level. We started off with geldings at first because, when you first start in the business, when you're first starting off, you need a good, strong gelding, sound mind, mares of this, mares of that. I said, okay, so fine, I go buy 5 or 6 geldings. And what we do is the girls that ride with me, can I explain that a little bit to you? We're in the oil and gas business. We own about 5 or 6 companies. I lose track because my husband buys them, plays with them, gets bored, and then hands them to me to finish. So that's all this is going on. I'm still having to work for a living. And each of the girls work for me in some capacity of the company. And when I decided to build a ranch, I had to take our corporate offices and move it to the ranch so that I can have the benefit of being on my ranch while still running our oil and gas companies. Well, each girl works for me in some facet of either the ranch or the oil and gas company. When I realized that there was no way I could go out and do this at my age by myself with my husband, who has no horse sense whatsoever, love him to death, we decided to assemble a team. And the team is about support. It's about supporting each other. All of my horses, they're my jockeys, but we all have our weaknesses and we all have our strengths. And we've managed to come up with this little chemistry with this 5 that it's really a good thing. They all work for me, but and in a place like this, when we're operating as a team, it's, my barn manager becomes my boss in that alleyway. And it's very important. And then we have this thing, when I get upset, we all have our different ways when we get upset after a ride. And it's just the team's working well. And that's basically what we're trying to do, is we're using the team to promote Black Star. In a marketing world, we want people to know who Black Star is now. So in 3 years, when our babies start coming up and we start trying to futurity them, approve them, our name will already be established out here. So that's what we kind of put in the horse before the cart, or the cart before the horse. But that's basically what we're trying to accomplish.
Well, and that's a smart way to move in the industry, because once you've gotten your name out there, then people know where they can find your colts, or they know to look for you at certain events. Like you talked about, you have your girls that are team, and that's an awesome opportunity for you. When you're taking your mares, you move from gelding to mares. When you're taking your mares down the road, tell us a little bit how it feels to get out in the arena.
The mares are fine. I mean, I prefer a mare. Since I've switched to a mare, I don't particularly care to ride a gelding. I find geldings, I think they're slick, they're conniving, they don't show their personalities like they should. And a mare, she is out there. She's a typical woman. She is going to tell me if she doesn't feel good that day, she's aggravated, and I need to know how she feels. I was riding a gelding, and he would just go stone face on me, and all of a sudden he would I'm going to lay down and roll with you in the saddle. I mean, if my mare, if she wanted to do something stupid like that, she would say, hey, I'm going to kick you, I'm going to kick a little bit, I'm telling you something's fixing to happen. So that was like, for me, we decided to go with the mares. But then when we bought the stud, I decided to switch from the geldings to the mares so I could start using my barrel mares as we're actually doing embryo transplants on them. But we're not just doing them to my stud as well. We've picked 4 top sires right now, that the Frenchman's Guy and a few other ones that are out there, and we're going to actually do embryos on some of my mares with them as well. So we're doing a lot of reset work right now.
Well, that's an enormous program in itself, and you guys have built up a great facility there. I know that you don't just use this facility only for your purposes. You bring in horses to do fitness training with them and other things. Tell us a little bit about what your facility offers to the outside public.
Let's see. We can handle pretty much any type of medical problem at this point. Whenever I first decided to do the ranch, I was trying to say, how do you learn this as fast as possible? Well, you can't learn it with 2 horses. So I went out and just started buying horses. My husband was having a fit. He made the mistake of telling me, that better be your last horse. I smiled, got in the truck and trailer, left, went back to the trainer, and bought back 10 horses. I was like, don't tell me I can't have horses, because this is what we're trying to do. And through having so many, I think on the ranch right now, I have 65, and I have probably about 15 boarders. Every day is a medical issue. Oh, yeah. And it could be something that a horse is out of shape and we need to strengthen condition. We work very close with our vets. We work very close with LSU out of Baton Rouge. We have real good rapport. I would set up, when we did this, it was important for me to find people that could help me in this, because without having professionals that I could rely on, this was going to be a very expensive hobby that I could have lost a lot of money. So we've been able to do that. So we try to do all the medical stuff. We do put on, this is our local market, a summer kids camp. It runs all summer long. We run around 30 children through our clinics once a week. And what the clinic is, it's just a basic Western discipline introduction to a horse. One of the things I learned when I first started this is that people just get on the horse and go. We don't do that at the ranch. These children need to learn the responsibility of horse ownership. Get these children out of the house. Get them back outside. And by buying a horse or letting them come to these clinics and letting them work with the horses, we're even dealing with children with special needs, because they may have discipline issues in school, but when we put them in our environment with the horses and we're so strict, these children just they love it. Awesome. We've done it. This is going to be our 3rd season, so we're getting to see them grow up with us. So it's really neat. So, and also too, unfortunately, my barrel team, they're all young in their 20s, having to deal with so many kids in one spot. They're not thinking about having any kids anytime soon, I can promise you. It's so cute. They're just like, oh, Miss Chris, this is great. We're not having kids. So we'll be barrel racing together, I think, for a while.
For a long time. It's been great growth for the children and great growth for your team.
Exactly.
Well, tell us where we can find some more information about the Black Star Ranch.
We have a really good website. It's www.theblackstarranch.com. We feature our stud, we feature our clinics, we have a little latest news thing going on, kind of just keeping everything going. We are building a covered arena right now, so we're pretty excited about that. It should be finished in about 2 months. And we just out there, we're just going to try to make it fun. Anybody can start at any age. I have a great group of girls. We're out here to enjoy ourselves, bring something to the barrel world.
Well, I think that's what some of us in the barrel world admire, is that the key that you've said outside in the public is just you're enjoying it. You're having a good time, and you guys are loving what you're doing. And I think that's such a key element that some of us forget, or maybe we get wrapped up in the competition aspect of it, instead of remembering, wow, we really are blessed to have the opportunity, and we really are enjoying. So thank you guys for reaching out into your community with the children. That's a great opportunity for any child, especially in your areas that need that kind of outreach. But also to reach into the barrel industry and try and change it and and set some influence in a different way, and we appreciate it. Thank you for your time, Chris.
You are so
We
welcome.
look forward to the Black Star Ranch in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for tuning in to Barrel Racing Buzz, and keep checking the website for more video updates.